Okay. Now let's talk about Caitlin Clark and Sheryl Swoopes. But before we get started, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Gertie Mac Show and taking y'all time to subscribe to the channel, liking and share my videos. I appreciate all of that. Now let's go. So Sheryl Swoopes is going viral again for some comments that she made about Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever on Sheryl Swoopes' podcast called Queens of the Court. So now she also talked about Angel Reese also, and the conversation that they was having was about the playoffs, getting to the playoffs. Now we all know that Caitlin Clark has been on a roll like cinnamon, and her 3-point shooting be raining like 100% chance of thunderstorms. They always falling. But Sheryl Swoopes, for some reason, I'm not want to say that she disliked Caitlin Clark, whatever. She's a legend, and she analyzed stuff with her opinions, and she see fit to say what she want to say. That's how she feels. But this right here is upsetting people because she basically was saying that Chicago Sky can't get to the playoffs without Angel Reese, but Indiana Fever is a good team basically without Caitlin Clark. Y'all check this video out.
I don't know if Chicago's in the playoffs right now without Angel. Right?
Yeah.
Is Indiana, is Indiana in the playoffs right now without Caitlin? I don't
know. Last year, no.
Well, but they were close, right? But when you look at the overall team, like the pieces that they have, without question, Indiana has better players than Chicago from top to bottom.
So you heard Sheryl Swoopes talking to her podcast with her co-host. Now you heard her say that Chicago Sky can't make it to the playoffs without Angel Reese, and then the question was asked, well, can Indiana Fever get to the playoffs without Caitlin Clark? Now the co-host said no, but Sheryl Swoopes was explaining how basically the team was better before Caitlin Clark even arrived as a number 1 draft pick. But let's break down what she said further in this interview. Shout out to Ashwin and Law Season for their post on X. He said this: I don't know if Sky are in the playoffs without Reese, but Fever are a playoff team even without Caitlin Clark. And we go on to say, Sheryl Swoopes said this on her podcast: Katie Lou is more valuable than Caitlin Clark for Fever. Now come on, Sheryl. Also said Indiana Fever would make playoffs this season without Caitlin Clark because all Caitlin Clark does is pass the ball. Now, Sheryl Swoopes, look here. Caitlin Clark passed the ball to get other teammates involved. That's what she does. Now, let's look at something else that Law Season said. This is a good breakdown. Being a great basketball player doesn't mean you can be a good analyst. He's referring to Sheryl Swoopes. And this is the breakdown. Katie Lou average is 5.4 points per game and 2.5 while shooting 38% from field. But look at Caitlin Clark numbers. Her numbers is way better than Katie Lou. So how can Sheryl Swoopes even fix her mouth to say that Caitlin Clark is not as valuable to the team like Katie Lou? Now we gotta call a spade a spade. Much respect to Sheryl Swoopes. She's a WNBA legend. Hands down. But to say that Indiana Fever can go to the playoffs without Caitlin Clark is like, come on now, let's be for real. They need Caitlin Clark on their floor at all times to be productive. I don't care what they got close to, they didn't get it. And then you have a coach, Chris decides, well, a lot of people feel like if they don't go for her, it's going to be because her lack of qualifications to coach a player like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark likes to play fast. She likes to be out there like the road runner. But Chris decides like to slow the team down like a turtle. And that's not how Caitlin Clark wants to play. And you see when they play faster, teams can't keep up. Now, when you say Chicago Sky can't get to the playoff without Angel Reese, I disagree. They have won some games where Angel Reese didn't perform well. They have good ballers on their court. Look at Trinity Carter. They won that game against Las Vegas Aces because of Trinity Carter. She can ball. Put some respect on her name. Let's go. Let's be honest. But back to Indiana Fever, how Caitlin Lou is more valuable than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is a number 1 draft pick. But forget just being a number 1 draft pick. She is the best player on the team. She got some work to do, but she's the best player. She runs that offense. Amazing how she runs that offense. Aaliyah Boston, she's amazing. They're all connected. It's starting to come together. And once those pieces continue to be put together on that puzzle, that team is going to be a problem. And they can be a problem in this playoff, but that's really 100% falls on what Chrissy Sides does with coaching. She let them play. But Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark, I disagree with that. And then to say that all Caitlin Clark does is pass the ball, you need a good passer. Look at Sheryl Miller. She said this before the All-Star game. The thing that people underestimate about Caitlin Clark is the bounce pass, her good passing abilities. Look at a lot of those assists. A lot of those games, some of those games they won, was because of Caitlin Clark getting the other teammates involved, which is imperative in sports. Caitlin Clark can't do it all by herself, but if she can get her teammates involved, that's good. Everybody in double figures, we winning. But y'all get in the comments, tell what y'all think about Sheryl Swoopes' comments on Caitlin Clark. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video, and also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. And also follow my social media at GreaterMac15. Holla.